Representative Eric Burlison, Republican from Missouri, is here. And you're also a member of the House Freedom Caucus, so we'd really appreciate your perspective. First of all, this feels like high school. You know, you got the jocks over here, the super smarty pants kids over here, the hipsters hang out by themselves. Why is the GOP so cliquish right now?
Well, I think that the good thing about the GOP and the good thing that people back home should understand is that their member represents them. We don't come up here. We don't give our voting card to the speaker. We actually are people that think for ourselves. And sometimes if you want to get stuff done, it requires uniting with other people that are like-minded. Yeah. But we are not like the Democrats. We are not we're not the Borg or some hive mind. We actually think for ourselves.
But it's the United States of America, and what it sounds like you're telling me is that each state has its own interest. And then when it comes to House Speaker, you've got Jordan, who is considered too extreme, Emmer called a rhino. Where would you say Johnson fits ideologically within your party?
I think he's extremely conservative. I think that here's what I would say. If you look at one of the commonalities of all the people that have been speaker and have not been able to make it to the ranks, they all have history with other people. They've all, and that history means that at some point in time they've created enemies, right?
Hurt feelings.
But Mike Johnson, they've had hurt feelings, and they're individuals within the conference. And when you have to have everyone, that means that if you've hurt some feelings, if you stepped on some toes or climbed over people to get to where you are, then how are you going to get them to vote for you?
Yeah.
Mike Johnson is an individual who hasn't done any of those things. He hasn't offended anyone. He's a solid conservative. His voting record is very good, and he's somebody that everyone knows he's coming from a pure interest.
Yeah,
and that's why a lot of people.
He's not as well known, but he also doesn't have as much of a messy track record, just in terms of those relationships that end up getting a little sidetracked along the way through the climb. It seems we're in desperate times right now. Everybody has an agenda. Meanwhile, our greatest ally is at war with terrorists, and Americans are still held hostage in Gaza. What do you hope takes priority, whether it's Johnson or someone else who becomes the next speaker?
Yeah, I think Israel is the first priority. I think we need to pass a package of aid to Israel. I think after that, we need to address our budget. We need to get the appropriation bills passed. We need to do it very expeditiously, as quickly as possible. Back home in Missouri, in the Missouri legislature, they passed the entire appropriations bills in one day. There's nothing, we need to do it as quickly as possible here and show the American people that we actually mean what we say we're going to do whenever we actually come up here and fix the fiscal situation in the United States government.
Yeah, you've been doing a great job answering my questions with other interviews going around, so thank you for that. You're doing an awesome job. But obviously the speakership, it's not to be taken lightly. After all, that person's going to be third in line to the presidency. But reports are that it hasn't been very pretty behind those closed doors. It's never nice when mom and dad fight. But what's your optimism? What do you think? Do you all come together around Johnson? Are we finally going to get a breakthrough here?
Yeah, I do think so. Last night, you could read the room. There was a positive sense. Here's the deal. Mike Johnson is an individual that no one is going to have any qualms about going to the floor and putting their name behind his name. He's got that kind of reputation, right? And so I think that you'll see a uniting of the Republican conference today.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.